All right, doctors of a personal injury, doctors elite community, welcome to our presentation. And usually when you see me in our doctors community, you know we're endorsing another great professional. A lot of things you actually been requesting us to find as doctors in the practice all over the United States. And not only in personal injury, since we focus on personal injury, but just general practices and strategy alone. And today's no different. Many of you asked, hey, I'm way behind in social media technology. I need to do stuff, but I'm a doctor. I don't know how to do it. And I would probably do it wrong anyway. And I will ask you and tell you, yes, you would. So that's like her doing your knee. It's not going to work. She's the educated person. And today our professional is Christy Wilson. Hey, a little bit about her. She's been called, AKA the profitability path maker. Hey, watch out. So she spent her career transforming a lot of businesses, practices to higher scaling and profitability. She has worked with many medical practices and physicians and chiropractic practices. And so we decided to bring her into our community, endorse her for her services because of her background and credibility. She is the owner, founder of the Next Level Connected. All right, and she's going to give you some strategies to really help you along and finding online traffic to have booked appointments. And she's also really an author, speaker, and as you will listen to her, is a very good personality, entrepreneur. She'll share a lot of strategies with you. So without further ado, Dr. Tony, your administrator and founder, will get out of the picture and we'll turn it over to Christy Wilson. Thanks, Christy, for your time and your education for all our doctors. I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Tony. So, fabulous introduction. I am Christy. We won't go back through that, but I will tell you just a little bit about how I got here. Actually, I spent my career in the corporate world scaling businesses, other people's businesses. And about 10 years ago, we ventured into business ownership ourselves. And we were very diverse. We started with an IT company that built very quickly, took off. So we decided to get into restaurants and medical practices. And so as we were scaling our own businesses, I found that I was so frustrated with marketing in general, right? I'm spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on these retainers in order to get my business seen, my medical practice out there and get patients in the door. Yet I never saw good ROI. There were very little results, sometimes no results. And I just felt like it was this vicious circle of throwing money into a black hole and nothing coming back out. And I thought, marketing is a necessary thing. I think we all know that, but it should pay for itself, right? And so I actually launched Next Level Connected to scale my own businesses. I hired an internal team. My background, I have a lot of not just operations experience, but sales and marketing, leading those teams. So we scaled a team, we built our own businesses, took them to a successful range. And then we found that some of our current clients, especially from the IT world, they were struggling with the same thing, mainly chiropractors, believe it or not. Our first clients outside of ourselves were all chiropractors, and they had the same complaints, same frustrations, spending a lot of money in ads and what marketing agencies told them was the thing to do. And unfortunately, it was like crickets. They would be lucky to get a patient out of it, if that. So we started helping quite a few chiropractors, and it just exploded in growth, word of mouth, and it just got around in the community. And so we found that every practice is a little bit different. And you probably know that, right? So if it probably sounds familiar, I'm going to guess you spent money on ads, or if you're just starting out, you've looked at agencies that tell you sink a lot of money into paid ads. Ads do work at a certain level. If you're in a certain area and you're at a certain stage of the game, ads are fantastic. They're a great addition. But if you're relying on those ads or hoping they work and just throwing more money at them, banking on only referrals, and not doing anything else, you're missing out on a really large piece of the pie, and that's Google local rankings. So that's what I'm here today to talk about, is really how to get your business seen by more people that will hopefully become patients, people that are looking for your services though, not someone who's scrolling by and sees an ad and they may or may not be interested, people that are actually searching for what you offer. And what we've seen, before I jump into it, we've actually seen quite a few of our chiropractors where we put this strategy in place. They are seeing within the first 90 days an average of 50, 60, 70 additional phone calls coming in from potential patients each month. And it is a very low cost strategy. If you're not doing it yourself, we have very low cost options in there, not thousands of dollars a month in retainers. Like I said, there is a time and a place for that, but it's definitely not when you're starting to grow your business, or if you're at a point where you're really looking for another way to bring patients in. I'm always about get your ROI back out of it, right? Get your return back out of what you're investing and then reinvest that. So I am going to share my screen out, and we'll have a nice little PowerPoint to take us through some of the common strategies that I would recommend when it comes to getting ranked locally on Google. And we'll talk a little bit about what that is, just in case you're new to it. I'm sure everyone knows what Google is, but just in case, we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about what that is. All right. So, you've probably been, again, we talked frustrated with marketing, overpromised, underdelivered. So this one's for you. Let's look. How many people have tried Facebook or Google ads? I'm guessing some of you have. And Google ads can perform really well when you're at a certain stage of the game, right? The problem with Google ads is they get very expensive very quick. For example, you might have 30 people click on your link and you're going to pay for each one of those clicks, yet you might only have one person that comes through actually looking for the service. You get people that are looking for information. You get people that thought they clicked on something else. It's just not always a good ROI unless you are large enough to sustain that and you're really looking to scale tenfold. So most chiropractors that I run into and that we bring on, we find that they've been focusing on ads because that's what they've been told to do by other agencies. And they're overlooking their Google local ranking. Now, this isn't your website SEO. That's important as you grow and you get bigger. But in reality, you're looking for patients that are right in that 2-3 mile radius around your practice. Now, if you are in a little bit more of a rural area, it might be 5 or 10 miles, but you're looking for local people, right? That's where your patients are going to come from. And so paying for SEO, that is good, again, at a certain stage of the game, but it's not going to bring in immediate results. You're not going to get an immediate return. And Facebook ads, even if you target really well and you have really great messaging, and I'll tell you, we're pretty good at the messaging, but even if you have that, we still don't see the return that we see with getting you ranked locally. In fact, the recent forecasts have shown that in 2025, 70% of new patients looking for personal injury or chiropractic clinics will book directly from Google local, not from paid ads. Why? Because people don't trust ads as much as they used to. There's so many and they're inundated and they're overwhelmed, and it might be the service they're looking for, it might not. But they do trust businesses that show up at the top of Google local search, because when they're searching, that usually means those practices have good reviews, right? The Google algorithm has prioritized them. They're up here. It's exactly what they're looking for. They offer what they're searching for. If they have knee pain and that's what they search for, if they had a car accident and they now have neck or back pain and they search for those terms, if you're ranked correctly, that's what comes up to the top of their search, right? The most relevant place with the best reviews. This is what Google is putting out in front of us. And we know that Google is king when it comes to those searches. When someone searches for X near me, they're not going to click on the ad typically. You do get your pay-per-clicks, your sponsored ads at the top, but we've found in recent studies, especially end of 2024, they're not clicking on those ads. They're actually scrolling past them and looking at who is showing up on the map, who's showing up as the top recommendation, that top search item. And really, studies also show that they're looking at the top 3 only. They're comparing your reviews, your activity on there, what they see picture-wise. They're comparing those top 3, and over half of people do not scroll past the 3rd option that pops up when someone searches on Google. So that's a big deal. It's a big deal. So this is why I always recommend starting with your Google local ranking as the top priority or the top strategy to drive results. Ads are expensive and they're getting more expensive by the day. Meta ads have increased just in the last year, 30% increase in pricing. And that's for both Google and Meta. The 70 to 80% of the clicks that come through Google Local go to businesses in those top 3, like we talked about, and there's no ad spend. They're not spending money on ads. There's not an unknown amount, however many people click. They can be clicked on as many times as people want to click on them, and there's no additional charge for that. Trust and credibility, right? That is what matters. And people are so overwhelmed. You probably are, right? So if you get on Facebook and you're scrolling through, or you get on a platform and you're scrolling through, how many ads are you inundated with, you're overwhelmed with, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, another one, right? And you end up starting to just scroll right by because you're so desensitized to seeing them come up in the feed, right? So patients, when they are looking for something specific, they trust Google reviews and they trust what they find at the top of Google to have what they're looking for. So you're going to get more bookings because of the credibility, and it's still early on. Even though a lot of people have claimed their Google business profile, right, and they are doing something with it, 97%, this is at the end of 2024 now, so just a couple months ago, 97% of local businesses have not optimized their Google business profile properly. Some haven't even claimed it. If they have claimed it, they're not doing anything to rank. And so I'm just being honest, if you are not in the top handful, you're invisible when it comes to Google. So this is, we're going to go over a couple of steps that you can do on your own, with or without my help, to rank higher on Google Local, right? So the first thing you want to do is make sure you've claimed your Google business profile. You can type into Google business profile, login. It'll come up as the top search. Just click on it and it'll show you all of the businesses that you own, or all the profiles that you manage. So if you have some, or you have a location or multiple locations, that's going to show up there if you've claimed it. If you haven't, it's going to give you an option to do so. I would follow the steps and claim that Google local business profile. That's number 1. Even though it says optimize, that number 1 is establishing your Google local profile. Second, you want to optimize that by making sure the information is accurate. That's everything from your name, address, phone number. You'll sometimes see marketing agencies refer to NAP. That's what that is. You're making sure that your details are correct so that when people are reaching out, they are getting the right location, they have the right address, it's dialing through to the right phone number, and it's shown that the majority of people now, they're searching on mobile phones, and so they're clicking directly on that phone number and dialing through. And that doesn't cost anything. If you're not paying for the local ads and you're doing just optimization and you're in the top search organically, you're getting all those phone calls sent through to you for free, no additional ad spend, nothing like that. So it's a big deal. And you want to make sure that your name, your address, and your phone number match up with what you have on your website and anywhere else that you may have advertised or listed it at, because Google's going to take that into consideration. So that's the first piece. The other thing that I see a lot of people miss is they don't put high quality images of the practice. Now, this does not mean you have to be a professional photographer. I certainly am not. But the first thing I'll do is look at what photos you have, what's up at the top, what is showing when someone's looking at who you are, when they do a search for X near me or whatever it might be, knee pain, car accident. You want to have a professional photo or just a clear photo. It can be with a cell phone. Nowadays, the phones are better than some of these cameras out there. So just a cell phone, iPhone, Android, take a good clear shot and make sure they see that building. It's something in their brain that clicks where they feel like, okay, I trust this place. I know what it looks like. It's in my mind now. I can go here, right? And so it's a proven thing, psychology. The next thing is to make sure you fill out every section of the profile. That includes what services you offer. That's really, really important because that's going to go into some of your ranking and pulling you up for the right search. If you have a certain service and you don't have it listed on there, Google doesn't know to bring you up when someone searches for that item. So you want to make sure you have the services that you perform there, all of them. You want to have FAQs. Why do you want to have FAQs? Google likes interaction. It likes keeping people at the top that have active profiles. Pardon. And it likes being able to provide a lot of information to people searching. Google wants to make itself look good, right? They don't care about you if you're not paying just being honest. They care about Google. And Google's image is we give you the top searches. That's why we're the number one search engine. So they're going to do anything that makes their search really effective, makes that user feel like I got exactly what I was looking for. So FAQs, you can write your own. Doesn't have to be a client or a customer, patient FAQ. You can look at questions you commonly get or questions your patients might have. Put in a question and answer it yourself. Put in those FAQs. The other big piece that people miss, is posting. And you're probably saying, but Christy, no, we post on Facebook, we post on Instagram, we post on LinkedIn. That's all good. But you should be adding posts and updates, just like you would a post on Facebook, into your Google local profile. So that's a big deal. Like I said, optimized profiles, they get pushed to the top because Google trusts your business. It has all of this. It's active. People like it. It's good. And that's going to lead to you coming up higher in the list. You're going to rank higher above your competition. And what's that mean? That means more patient calls for you. And that's what you want. So another big thing is reviews. And I hear a lot of complaints around this. Well, people just don't want to take the time. Well, we ask, but they just don't do it. A good method for getting more patient reviews is to have your QR code right up at the front desk where they're checking out. And all you have to do is train your team. And I know all you have to do, trust me, I was a practice owner. I get it. But if you drill that in, just something simple like, how was everything today, Ms. Wilson? Oh, fantastic. We'd love to get the word out about how Dr. Christy does XYZ. So would you mind helping us out? And I'll be honest, the majority of people say okay, especially if they're a patient that's coming in. So you can ask for it there. You can also use a lot of EHRs now. They have options to build in an automatic text message that goes out right after. And you can let them know, hey, you're going to get a text message and here's why. And when you remind them and instill what that is for, because people don't understand, right? They're going to be more likely to respond and to do that. The other thing is, they don't have to leave comments. It's great if they do, but you can let them know that too. If you think it's somebody who might struggle, let them do it right there. Here, let me help you. And then you just pick the star rating and hit submit. You don't even have to write anything if you don't feel like that's something you want to do. Now, we go in on the back end and we have systems set up to help get really good reviews and detailed reviews, right? And so that's something that we do help with, but you can do it on your own. Make it really easy. You want to aim for at least one every 7 days when you're starting out. More if you can, but one every 7 days is really important to rank up high on Google Local. The other thing is you want to use the right keywords. This is when you're listing your services and when you're on the back end and you're linking other links when you get good at it if you do it yourself. If you have us do it, we take care of this for you. But you want to use the right links and the right keywords, because what's going to happen is when Google identifies that you're up at the top for this particular term, whether that's car accident, injury, chiropractic care, whatever it might be, then that's going to push you up to the top of the search list. And that's what you want. People look at those first couple. That's where you want to be. So you want to use those high ranking keywords, even in your reviews, if somebody can put that in there. So like I said, that it's going to push you up to the top of the search. All right. So the other big thing we talked about was the posts, right? I know everyone's saying, oh no, I don't like to post. We handle that for you if you'd like us to. But if you're doing it yourself, you want to post weekly and stay active. At least once a week, ideally a couple times a week. Google sees active businesses as more trustworthy, and those regular updates and posts improve your credibility in Google's eyes. And that's what's important, because then it's going to push it up to your patient's eyes. And that's where you get your phone calls and visits. You want to post everything from updates, new offers that you have, FAQs, again, at least once a week. Consistency is so important. Even if you can only do it once a week, as long as you're consistent in doing so. And then make sure you reply to any messages. Make sure you have your email in there so that you're getting notifications, or whoever at your office is taking care of that. Make sure that you're replying to the messages. You're updating your hours to match what you're open, because there is nothing more frustrating than somebody getting there. It says you're open and the doors are locked, because I'll tell you what, you're going to get a bad review.
Your holiday hours.
Yes, holiday hours are a big time. I know with my local businesses, I have to be careful to make sure I've updated my holiday hours. And then just respond. Maintain that active presence. And chiropractors who stay active on Google Business Profile, again, on average, see after 90 days between 50 and 100 plus additional calls per month. That's huge. You figure that even if you get, an extra 50 calls and 20 or 25 of those come in as patients, I would bet for a lot of you that makes a huge difference in the practice. So really, really big deal. And it's overlooked. A lot of competition is not doing it or not optimizing. So right now, it's an easier time to rank higher or climb in the ranking. Now, concerns. That's where we come in. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh no, that sounds really good, Christy. I want 50, 60, 80, 100 new calls, new patients a month, but I just don't have the time for this. My focus is my patients. Or my team doesn't have time for this. They have to get things done in the office to make sure we're operating and running effectively. So, the other thing I hear a lot of, I don't even know what keywords to rank for. I don't know what I want people. I don't know what they're searching for. I don't know what I'm supposed to be putting in. I don't really know what's supposed to go in these posts. I have no idea. That's where we come in. At Next Level Connected, among full service marketing, everything from social media to the ads to SEO to websites, everything. We do all of that for you, but Google Local for our chiropractors is the number one recommendation I make if someone's not already doing something there to rank in the top 3. So we come in, we do it all for you. We never have contracts. It's a month-to-month thing. There's no wasted budget with ads. It's just cost effective, a system that pays for itself, right? Because your marketing part of it should pay for itself. So we do the full profile optimization. We do the local management, the weekly updates, posts, FAQs, reviews. We help you to get photos in there. If someone just takes a bunch of pictures, we'll put it in there. We will help you to get other photos if you already have a batch of photos that you can repurpose. We do your SEO and your local ranking on those keywords. And we also link in a lot of backlinks, which is really just fancy talk for I get other well-known places that rank good in other categories to link in to build credibility back there. And then, of course, we do everything else, your social media, your ads. I know a lot of you probably need that, and it's been pushed to the back burner. I promise there is ROI there. We only do things that we find are going to bring a return on investment to your practice. Again, our big thing is marketing should pay for itself. I've been there. I know the frustration that goes into just throwing out money. So how do you get started if you're interested in getting ranked at the top? If you're interested in getting or receiving an extra 50, 60 calls a month, the take action is you can reach out to us. I will leave our website. You can reach us through there. I'm at the Profitability Pathmaker on all platforms. Feel free to connect. I'm happy to answer any questions, no obligation. And then you can also book on our website. There's a link. There's one in here. You can email us at info@nextlevelconnected.com. And we are happy to, again, number one, answer any questions you might have. Number two, free advice all day long. I like to help local business owners, regardless if they partner with us or not. And number three, just offer a free strategy session. It's not a sales call. I hate those too. Promise. Really, I can jump on the call, see what your practice is doing and what would move the needle there, what we've seen with the hundreds of chiropractors we have, and also our own medical business and other local businesses. So I'm happy to help in any way I can, but please, if you are not on doing anything with your Google business profile, I would start using, even if you don't partner with us, you partner with someone else, you have an internal marketing team, you do it yourself. If you're not, you're leaving a lot of money on the table, and we don't want that. So that's it. My final thought is, I've been there, I've been in your shoes, and that's why I do what I do, to try to help other medical practices and local businesses without contracts, without high budgets, and without empty promises, just results. So that is it. And Dr. Tony, hopefully that was short enough and we got to the point, and hopefully that will help somebody out today.
No doubt. Great lively presentation from and doctors. We are talking with Christy Wilson, president, founder of the Next Level Connected. We want to bring her in and as endorsement for her services. Many doctors have been asking how they can get their social media and SEO and all that up to par. This is a new year, new goals, new aspirations. Let's do it. So make sure you contact her. We'll have all her information posted. This endorsement presentation will be floating around our community for the next month or so. And she'll be also part of our doctors community for comments, answer any questions. She may be contacting you to give you her information. You'll be sure to contact her because this is what we're all about. Not only treating, helping patients, but also be able to bring more people that you can treat to help in personal injury, not only that, just general practice. So, okay, Christy, you got any more to add?
I am good, Dr. Tony. I appreciate it. Good luck, everyone.
Oh, no doubt. Great. So, all right, guys and gals of the Personal Injury Doctors Elite community, let's get you back to your patient rounds. I know you're probably hiding in the closet, wanting to listen to this while your staff's trying to find you. But you have to get back out there and be sure to contact Christy and her team behind her to help you out socially. And look at it as an investment, because an investment brings returns, and not really an expense, because returns bring you patients, patients bring you income. You can help many people. And that's the way you kind of look at it in your practice, even though you think, oh, I'm the doctor and I'm not supposed to do all that. Yes, you are. So anyway, thanks, Christy, and for your great information, great presentation, and we'll get that out there in the next day or so. So have a great day, week, and go Chiefs for the Super Bowl. All right, guys, this session is now over. Dr. Tony's out. We'll see you around the community.